We don't.
Someone just threw a bottle into the crowd.
God save the King! God save the King! God save the King! God save the King!
And to have our own opinions, but in Britain it's a taboo to not blindly idolise the Windsors.
Okay, so if I was to ask you the question, should the royal family and all these type of events still be active and still be a thing?
You can still have the events. You take Bastille Day in France, you take the Red Square ceremonies in Moscow, Pyongyang. They're all used for the same reason. They're to give certain people the certain mindset which blindly idolises a certain family. Okay. We think we should have a vote for our head of state like Iceland or Switzerland or Ireland and those other successful countries which somehow manage without one single family of, and then there's the legal aspect. King Charles cannot be charged with any crime, and we've got all these policemen here who swear allegiance to the king. They're swearing allegiance to someone who cannot be charged with a crime. That makes no sense. And then there's the money, of course. All this costs an awful lot of taxpayers' money, plus everything else to do with the royals. Costs an absolute fortune. It could be used for hospitals and schools and ordinary people.
Okay. Now what's the plan for the rest of the day?
No, we're just going for a debrief.
Okay.
Just get interrupted so I don't get a copyright strike.
In this country we should be.
Music, copyright.
You are someone I would love to speak to. Can I speak to you?
Hi, how are you?
How are you? What's your name?
Down with the crown! Down with the crown!
Daddy.
Down with the crown! Down with the crown!
God save the king!
Love to meet you, Kieran. Love to meet you too. We're out here today, essentially getting people's opinions. Everyone has their own split opinion, right? We just want to speak to people today to understand what their opinions are on the royal family and the modern monarch. Yeah. So I'd love to hear your opinion, my friend.
Shall I tell you what? Listen, I love the monarchy, as you can tell.
Of course.
And I think. Sorry, man, I'm talking. I'm having a conversation. Listen, I feel like the royal family, especially the last few years since the accession of King Charles III to the throne, they've demonstrated that they are so in touch with the people. They do care about the people, especially with the countless charity work they do. Sorry, I'm severely dyslexic, so I apologise if my sentences are poorly constructed. But they do a lot for people in need. Philanthropy, all that sort of stuff. I mean, especially something that's quite close to my heart, which is the environment and climate change. I'm not an envirolunatist, I'm an environmentalist, and thankfully His Majesty the King and Prince William and the royal family. Sorry, go on.
What do they do for climate change?
What do they do for climate change? They raise a lot of awareness. They do a lot more than most politicians do. I'll tell you one thing. Prince William, what he's done for raising awareness for the homeless, he's done a lot more than the average politician. And I'll tell you one more thing. God save the King. Sorry, you were saying, what were we asking?
No, well, I think the big question is, in your personal opinion, do you still believe that in this day and age, the royal family, these type of events, the modern monarch, is it still important for our culture and for the UK as a society?
Look at how many people, apart from this lot here, even we've allowed this lot to be a part of our gathering, but look, if you pan out all the way to the other side.
I've been taking photos, I'm so tired. I want to go home.
Fantastic. Very patient, you look wonderful. Thank you very much, madam. What your opinion is on the royal family, and do you think it's still important for the UK economy to have the royal family and have these type of events?
Yes. All that I can say is every country where I come from, in Ghana, we have royal family. And the land, the government has to pay something for the royal family, but the land belongs to the royal family. So, I'm from the royal family, and I'm also from Commonwealth country. I don't know how I can get rid of it. So it's good for the economy. And few people, they were there, not my kid, not my kid. I would say if it's not me from Commonwealth, they will be in Britain. Look at Ukraine. Look at other countries now fighting. It's all flattened. But the Commonwealth countries came here, trying to deal with the British, and then they were able. That time I was there, they were able.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
What's with the bear?
Do you remember when the Queen, Elizabeth II,
Yeah.
did a video, a promotional video? It was propaganda aimed at children. So in order to point that out, I bought myself this little Paddington, gave him a Not My King
Symbolic. Okay.
symbolic to show that we don't buy royal propaganda, that we know when we're being had.
Okay, thank you for that.
No worries.
Thank you for explaining it.
Which I won't talk about. So I'm just losing my voice here. But on a minor level, they're also exempt from things like the Freedom of Information Act. So essentially, they are a public body because, you know, they platform us, they ambassador us at other places. However, if we were to put in an FOI about how their money is being spent, we can't see that. So a little bit dubious, to say the least. And when legislation impacts them, they can also impact. Sorry, I need some water. Impact whether that legislation is passed or affects them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, would you rather have a president then?
So we would have, an elected head of state, but it wouldn't be a presidential system like America or France. We wouldn't have a political. We would be much more like Ireland or Iceland, where you have a ceremonial head of state that's elected, if that makes sense.
We are always going to remain a monarchy, and you can move to a republic if you don't like it.
Don't get a job, man.
Yeah, the monarchy is part of our country.
You're waving a corrupt institution.
Get out. It is
It works against your
part of our country.
It is not
It is an intrinsic part of our country.
Get alive! Get alive! Get alive! Get alive!
Are you
God
going
save the king! God save the king. Wave goodbye to work by waving the flag. £2 for £1, guys. £2 for £1. I'm all for the free market. Wave goodbye to work by waving the flag. Get my hair in. My hair's quite good today. Wave goodbye to work by waving the flag. You have a pound? God bless you.
Same concerns were made about the safety of the horses. So that's the position we're in. But we will be flying the big flag, the Northern flag later on anyway, by Buckingham Palace. So that month will be all on Wall Street. So yeah, but it was a real shame. And it's what I would consider to be quite a cynical move to reduce the impact and effectiveness of our protests based on, aspersions about the horses, which, I was at the rehearsal and they look equally uncomfortable. Even if we were not here in the crowd here, they look very uncomfortable. And we also have...
Can I stop you for a minute? Just after that very neat little package about how you were asked to bring the flags down by the coppers.
Sure.
Just a neat little
Just
one.
like the detail about it, yeah, sure.
Go for it. That's be quite short. If it's not short, it doesn't get used. That's how it works.
Sure, gotcha.
Go for it.
So we were asked to remove the flags quite quick because unfortunately they made that Section 14 announcement as the horses were literally passing. So we obviously had to then tell our protesters who had the flags to bring them down, which made it very difficult. And again, they created a lot of stress out of a situation that was relatively calm. So yeah, it was an unfortunate scenario.
You just say the police, not they. So no pronouns. It's the police.
Sure.
Just again.
Yeah, repeat.
Nice and short. Go for it.
So the police asked us to remove the flags immediately, having imposed the conditions of Section 14. The police made this difficult because obviously the police announced that at a time when the horses were coming past. So it was very last minute, which created more stress and difficulty for our protest.
That's great. Thanks very much. Cheers.
You know I like to get the regulated ones.
Hey! God save the king, guys. God save the king. And God bless you all. And you guys too as well.
Hiya, that's right.
Would you rather have President Starmer?
No.